What's up, guys? Chris from Review Cave here, and today I've got a review of Black Clover Chapter 243. And after what happened in the last chapter, this was something I was really looking forward to. So, as we know, the last chapter ended with Ghost getting impaled by a giant sword from Dante. And then Asta, after having this weird, blurry flashback of someone saying, "My dear son," his power goes out of control for the first time in the series, and practically half of most of his body has become purely demonic. He grows a tail. He even gets a little tiny extra wing, and he's like drooling, and he looks like a feral beast. We kick this back off with Asta with Demon Asta. Let's just call him Demon Asta for now, since he's going full on Berserker mode. Goes on and tries to take down Dante. And as this is going on, we actually get to see Asta's anti-magic be used in very unique ways, despite him being, well, a rabid beast. We actually get to see, as he uses the sword, he can have it extend and zigzag, like how like how some people can manipulate like creation magic, pretty much. I mean, we know that Asta can concentrate the antimatter in a sword to have it grow into the Black Divider for his ultimate attack, but we've never seen it like this. We've never seen his anti-magic literally reshape his sword to extend and zip around and possibly used like a whip. Dante's still dodging all of Asta's attacks. But despite this, Asta's still putting up somewhat of a good fight from what we can tell. But then Dante is getting very curious of Asta's demon and who his power could belong to. So he consults his own demon, Lucifero, or Lucifer. We can go with Lucifer or Lucifero. I read the Viz translation, so it's Lucifero. That's whatever. I'll just call the demon in Dante's grimoire Lucifer for now. So as Dante is in fact talking to Lucifero, all-tailed beast style, obvious Naruto inspiration there, which I love, honestly. So Dante basically asks who this demon Asta has could be, and if it's a high-ranking demon based on what its powers are. Lucifero basically says that if it's a high-ranking demon, it would most likely be Zagred, the demon that escaped from the netherworld or underworld centuries ago, and even though he was defeated, so that was the word soul demon. We know the I can't speak with this. Word soul demon's name is Zagred. So we finally get an actual name for this guy. So as this conversation continues, Lucifero says that based on its power and the fact that I don't know about it, or this demon in particular, it's possible that it is just a low-ranking demon at the very pits of the netherworld. And Dante basically outright says, so it's no match for us. Perfect. And it's not meant for the Dark Triad. And this guy's power is not meant for the Dark Triad. So, before getting back into the whole fight, this brief conversation between Lucifero and Dante is honestly pretty informative. For one, we get the word soul demon's name. But another is that we actually get a glimpse or a hint of how the demon world works. It's got a hierarchy just like the Clover Kingdom, with Lucifero basically being the demon king, from what we can tell from Dante's attacks. And also the fact that there are multiple demons in the world of Black Clover that are being possessed by the Spade Kingdom mages. So the fact that they are in fact called the Kingdom of Demons makes a lot more sense now. I mean, I speculated, and a lot of people speculated, that every member of the Dark Triad had a different demon, or the fact that they were just Magicula's power split up amongst them all. So with all this going on, it is pretty much confirmed that Vonica does in fact have Magicula as her specific demon in her grimoire. Zeno has someone else, and Dante has Lucifero. So this is honestly pretty good. We also basically get to say that Asta Demon, despite how strong it is, how strong it actually is, and how unique its powers are, with the fact that it can dispel any kind of magic from either world, and sometimes reflect it and even absorb it, Lucifero sees it as a lower tier demon very low-ranking demon in the demon world, it is not even worth their time. So this could actually help explain why this demon in particular isn't Asta's grimoire. Which means this demon was in fact similar to Asta in the world of demons. He was an outcast. He was the lowest of the low because of his power and from how he was born, where he was born. So it makes a lot of sense why this demon would end up coming into Asta's grimoire, to the five-leaf grimoire that that Zagred left behind because he failed to possess Lick's body 300 years ago, and shows this particular grimoire with the sword with the sword magic from Licht, and possessed that grimoire because he kind of saw a bit of himself in Asta, and it also explains why after Asta and this demon had their first conversation back in the Witch's Forest arc, why, despite Asta getting actual control over the power of the demon in his Black Asta form, it explains why this guy hasn't tried to take him over. Why he just hasn't fully engulfed Asta in anti-magic the entire time, even when he was fighting against Zagred, the Word Soul demon, in the Elf War arc. It's possible that he sees a bit of himself in Asta and honestly likes the guy. But at this point, he's fighting against the king of the demons, and Asta is basically losing control over his emotions for the first time because one of his friends, sorry about the camera movement, because one of his friends is literally on death's door. Which pretty much confirmed. Vanessa basically says that if Sakurai were there, she could seal the damage, but even what this is could in fact be beyond her power, and Ghost could actually die from this. This is a sense of grave danger for the Black Bulls. Right now, Asta's the only one that can hold them off, especially since Rouge can't be used right now. Grey is crying because she's got transformation magic only. She can't do anything to help him. This is really sad, honestly. I really liked Ghosh. But back to the fight. Despite Dante, looking down on Asta and just giving up on trying to recruit him and his demon to the Dark Triad with how feral he is right now, after confirming that it's just a low-ranking demon with Lucifero, he basically deems Asta not worth his time and ends up beginning to try and kill him. So the fight escalates even more. Asta hasn't yet to land a single blow on Dante. Asta does everything he can to slash through all the debris he creates with his gravity magic and uses his anti-magic to slice through some of his magic. I said magic a lot there. Anyway, so right towards the end of the chapter, Asta goes into the Black Hurricane and starts twirling around like a dark tornado, slicing through everything. And so Dante was trying to maneuver in a way where he can take down Asta with a good hit. But even being in that rageful mode, in that feral form, Asta was able to still predict where Dante would end up and managed to get a scratch on him. The first scratch. It's a scratch, but it's a good start. And this is where we see Dante lose his cool. And that's where the chapter ends. So, right now, I am really loving Black Clover's time skip. It's really good. And this fight with Dante is a lot better than I thought. I was originally thinking that it would just be Dante showing up and destroying the Black Bulls, and then Yami shows up to try and save them, and then he kidnaps Yami. But this could help give us a good determination of what Asta is like. Who Asta really is towards the end of this, because we did get a glimpse of what could be Asta's mother. So it could be that. And the fact that we got to see Dante's demon, the fact that everyone all the high-ranking Spade Kingdom mages do in fact have their own demons in their grimoires, and the fact that Asta's demon is a low-ranking demon, and helps confirm that there is also a social hierarchy in the demon world in Black Clover. This was a really awesome chapter. We got a lot of information. We got an awesome fight. And Asta finally manages to land a hit on Dante, even though it was a minor one. But the fact that Dante loses his cool could actually be the edge that Asta needs. Because, for this whole fight, Dante hasn't taken his hands out of his pocket. He was basically just going with the flow, dodging Asta's attacks, sorry about that, trying to get a good hit in so he can knock him out, possibly take him captive, or just up and kill him since now he knows that he's a low-ranking mage. Now that Dante lost his cool, it could be that he can end up making some mistakes and Asta can take more hits. Or Dante will just stop holding back and fully annihilate Asta with just a few massively powerful and gravity magic attacks. But yeah, what do you think will happen next? What did you think of this chapter and the reveal of Asta's demon being a low-ranking demon, the whole hierarchy in the demon world, and the fact that Asta managed to get a hit off of Dante, and with Gosha's fate still a bit up in the air? Leave a comment down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and hope you guys have an amazing day.